Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today's video is going to be about the marriage and the energy of your future marriage, what it will be like. And yeah, today I prepared 4 groups for you to choose from. So we have our group 1, and we have our group 2, our group 3, and our group 4. Pause this video if you need to, go down to the comment or description, and I will see you at your group or your groups. Hi group 1, welcome. Sit back, relax, and tourmaline is the stone that people use for like security, stability. So I can sense that kind of energy already in your future marriage. So let's see what your future marriage will be like. Family is everything. Always make sure you acknowledge this. You are a true being of the universe. Your beauty radiates from within. All right. And I can sense already very loving future marriage. Your dream is a message from your loved ones. All right. So I can see that group 1, you have this vision of what you want your future marriage to look like, and I can sense that it's your ideal vision, right? It's your dream marriage that you have been thinking about, that you have been trying to manifest, and I can see that your future marriage is going to be like that one that in your dream that you have always been dreaming about, right? And I can see that your loved ones are sending you energy and really giving you messages that you can really dream and you can really achieve that kind of like marriage dream that you've always been thinking about, you've always been wanting for yourself, and that it's not you dreaming too big, and that you're never dreaming too big when it comes to marriage, because you deserve the best. And I can see that your loved ones from above are also trying to send you that message. And I can see that you are definitely going to manifest a marriage in which you are going to be reassured, in which you are going to really reach the the dream life that you've always been dreaming about. So I can already sense like a lot of supportive energy coming from your future marriage. And with this card, family is everything. Always make sure you acknowledge this. Is telling me that your dream of wanting a family, right, of your own, that is not too big, and that you are allowed to dream for a family that is your own, and that it is everything, and you are not foolish to think that family is everything, because it is everything, right? Because it is where you really base the foundations from what love is supposed to look like for yourself, and also in the future, your future children as such. And that you wanting your own family is not selfish, but that it's really necessary, because family is everything, love is everything. And you can really acknowledge and really reassure yourself that you're not being selfish for dreaming about having your own family, because for some reasons, you have been doubting yourself perhaps that you wanting your own family might be a selfish thing, but it's not, right? This is what we're getting the messages from right now. And this is also telling me the energy of your marriage really includes you both being very family-oriented people, right? I can see 2 people who really make sure that you are building the foundations for both wife and husband, and you're really making sure that you're really getting all the basic things that you need in marriage, such as supporting each other, either like financially, emotionally, right? All of those things. I can see that you and your future spouse is going to really work together, as a team to really build and start up your own family unit. Like even before you have children, even before that, I can see the energy of your marriage is going to be one where you're both going to treat each other as a family straight away, you know, like with so much loyalty and so much respect for each other, and you're not going to make decisions on your own, meaning that you're going to always like try and consult each other before you make any decisions, because it's coming out of respect for each other. So yeah, I'm definitely sensing someone like and a marriage energy where you're both really like careful and respectful with each other, and you really make sure that you are honoring each other's needs as well, not only on like a big things like big decisions, like perhaps, you know, like saving money and having some kind of future goals when it comes to having children, not only those big decisions, but also even when it comes to small decisions like day-to-day life. Think about, you know, like where you want to eat, what you want to eat, who is gonna cook on what day, for example. You're going to really like honor each other's needs and not like push each other to do things that you both don't want to do, right? So I can see that kind of very like respectable kind of marriage energy going on. And I can see actually, yeah, you and your future spouse are really definitely going to be like, you know what, I want to make this work, it's gonna be forever. I can see like you and your future spouse has this personality where you consider like marriage is a one-time thing, right? It's not something that you think, all right, let's do it just because I love this person. You also think about a lot of other practical things, and you always make sure that it's gonna stick for life, and you both really make sure that you show up for each other as best as possibly you can. So yeah, this is why I can see like very secure energy, like stable energy. You both are really going to do your best to make this relationship and marriage work. And I can see two respectable people really like, you know, making it work. And I can see a lot of love and respect. So it's really like stable relationship and marriage energy that we're getting here, right? You are a true being of the universe. Your beauty radiates from within. So yeah, I can see that, you know, in this marriage, it's the marriage where you're gonna really feel beautiful inside and out, and you're gonna feel really like clear, pure. Like it's a marriage where there is communication that is present, right? And there is a lot of like passion, there is a lot of love, and there is a lot of like everyday love expressions as well. And because of that, like I can see that people might say, oh, you look like you glow.
If you want a private tarot reading video, you can visit my website, thezintarot.com, and follow the easy steps. Write down your question and place your order and get your tarot reading within 24 to 48 hours. And also there is a free gift for you on my website, thezintarot.com, so you can check it out as well.
Up, you know, after the marriage, and you're always looking like you're glowing up every single day. Once you're married, and people can see that, right? You're gonna be treated really, really well, and you're gonna be treated like a king, you're gonna be treated like a queen, right? And I can see that a lot of people are going to look at your marriage as an example of what they want their marriage to look like, because you two look so perfect for each other, and you two have such loving and respectful and stable and really like amazing relationship and marriage that people actually look up to, right? You might not be acknowledged like verbally, but people really, really show it to you in their faces, like when they see you and your future spouse together, or when they see how you both like interact with each other and how your marriage is like, it just looks like it's still going through the honeymoon stage a bit, right, to other people's eyes. So that is the energy that we're talking about here. It's the marriage that people feel envious about, you know? So it's really like beautiful energy that we're sensing here. So I'm gonna push these back. Let's get a little bit more like energy reading on your future marriage, what it will be like. Let's use the tarot card this time. All right, I can see a lot of travel, long-term visions, goals. Yeah, oh wow. There is a lot of like luck that you both like bounce each other off from. That's very interesting. Right. And let's draw one more card to get the clarification on this card. All right, so group one. first of all, I can see that, right? You and your future spouse, the marriage is going to involve a lot of like moving around, and it could be that you and your future spouse might be from different cities, countries, nationalities, or it could be that you and your future spouse, I can see you both like enjoying life together before you decide to have any children or before you decide to bring anyone into your own two family unit. I can see that you're both going to try your best to enjoy life as much as possible before you decide on such things, right? And it's very like emotionally mature decisions, because you realize that in order to not be resentful, and be prepared for parenting, is to make sure that you feel that you've already enjoyed your life together as two before, right? Before you bring in any child into the equation. So you both have that kind of like shared visions about, like how you need to enjoy life together at first. And I can see you like, especially during the first years of your marriage, you're going to try and travel around, you're going to explore a lot of places, you're going to experience a lot of things. I can see you both taking like a lot of trips, even if it means like going on a short trips for 2 nights or 1 night overnight, right? Even if it means that, I can see you both really like trying your best to explore the world together, and enjoy each other's company maximum as possible. And I can see you like thinking about expanding your family together as well. And it's because of that dream, like, dream of like expanding your family, that you are actually thinking about investing in those kind of adventures together as two, right? Before that kind of children investments, for example. So yeah, I can see that you and your future spouse are gonna have that kind of shared goals when it comes to expanding something. So it could be you are thinking about, like putting in a lot of savings into getting a house somewhere, or it could be about the future, something that you are expanding from within yourselves. So I can see that while you're working towards that goal, you're still going to enjoy, right, a lot of adventures together, and you're still going to enjoy as much as possible. You're going to enjoy life, yeah. And Ace of Pentacles really tells me there is a lot of like good luck that really like this marriage is gonna bring you, especially when it comes to money. I can see that one of you, or it could be even like both of you, might be very blessed with the opportunities to earn more money. And I can see a lot of like offers, opportunities, and the jobs that is going to allow the marriage to have the income that is like flowing in, because Ace of Pentacles is all about those kind of good luck charm. But I can sense a lot of good luck charm in your marriage. So I can see that the money, finance, especially during the first years, it's gonna be really like good for you. So like if you're thinking about investments, or if you're thinking about taking on a job that you feel is gonna like make money for you a lot more than the job that you have before, it's gonna really work out. Like I can see there is a very, you and your future spouse energy together somehow brings in a lot of good luck when it comes to finances, so that's what we're seeing here. But also I can see that you might be thinking about like different housing options as well, right? I can see you both are gonna be presented with a lot of options when it comes to the long-term settlements topics, yeah. And I can see that, first of all, right, I can see, especially when it comes to working hard, I can see sometimes it could be hard for you to manage the work routine and the personal routine, right? And it could lead to some kind of time management kind of problems. And this is actually a very good card that came up, because it's really telling you to make sure that you have the balance between work and personal life, right? Make sure that while you're working through these long-term visions and while you're saving up for the future, make sure that you're not working too hard to the point where your mind is like so occupied with just work and that you cannot even sleep, right? Make sure that you are sharing your burden, sharing your worries to your future spouse, and vice versa, right? right? Make sure that your future spouse is also sharing the worries that they might have, like that you are both able to help each other, motivate and cut out some of the bad habits. It could be the mindful habits that you need to incorporate, and it could be that you need to just get away, right? Like have a break during the day to get away somewhere and take a pause instead of like worrying too much about the future. Because I can see that you and your future spouse really values like stability and security, and because of that you might be like sometimes working so hard that you forget to enjoy life sometimes, right? And I can see that balance is key, right? Even if you're exploring and even if you're going around on trips, you might be preoccupied with worries about the future. So this is why this card came up, to make sure that you're giving your mind a pause and a break and making sure that it's gonna work out fine, right, in the future. About you're gonna have your house that you want, you're gonna have that, if you want future children, you're gonna have that already, and like to worry less. It's really telling you to be a bit more mindful about taking care of yourself and not over worrying yourselves, and that stability, right, takes time to come. So really be patient and really make sure that you both take it day by day, right? That is what we're seeing here. So Group 1, this is your reading, and if you want a private tarot reading, you can go to my website. And thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, I would really appreciate that. And I will see you in my next videos. You can watch my other videos as well, and I really hope that this reading brought you clarity, and I hope you enjoyed. Hello Group 2, welcome. Sit back, relax, and this stone is about creativity, passion, and that pure energy that we need. And it could be the energy of your future marriage. We're gonna check, right? So let's get the reading, let's get the energy check. What will your future marriage look like? Ooh, already we have these cards. two seems to be your lucky number, like it could be your angel numbers. Because we have a lot of 2. You see like 2 wings, 2 cups, and the lovers 2 again, and the 2 of wands. We already have a lot of 2. So 2 angel number really like indicates cooperation, teamwork, unity, and having faith in how things turn out to be, and trusting in the process that you're gonna be united together. So your future marriage energy, right? First of all, it really, really, really is full of so much love that you wonder, right? And you hope that it really continues, and you really hope that you both can maintain it, because it feels like it's honeymoon even like throughout the years, even when it passed the 1-year mark of the marriage. I can see you both still experiencing that kind of honeymoon kind of feelings, that you both are surprised by it, like very in a good way, right? You're both surprised by it in a good way, that you're like, oh wow, I didn't know, right, that this marriage could really work out so much, to the point that we are surprised in a very good way. So it's like you and your future spouse are gonna be having those like good goals, and you and your future spouse are going to have like a healing kind of marriage as well. I can actually feel a lot of calmness when it comes to your cards, actually, like with the Hangman as well, right? And with the 2 of wands as well, we see some kind of stability kind of future that you are thinking about as well. But with the Temperance card, what I see is a marriage that is very patient, and that is very like stable, and that is very calm. So I can sense like a lot of day-to-day life, your routines are going to be one where you both really go on with your own days, and you don't really worry too much about what the other person might be doing. Like there is no kind of trust issues going on, right? And you both let each other live your own lives, right? For example, like you're not trying to control each other, and you're really letting each other have your own individualities outside of the marriage as well, but not in a way that is like, ignorant of each other's need for the unity again, meaning that you both make sure that you give each other space. However, you both also know how to come back together as two. So I can see that you both place a lot of like importance on, you know, giving each other the alone time, like independent times, in which you're gonna like fill in your own emotional cups before you come together as a couple. So yeah, I can see that you both are gonna really like respect each other boundaries, right? And really make sure that you are asking each other what you need each day. Like if the other person say, you know, I want to like go on this kind of like hike, and the other person is like, oh, you know what, I actually want to go to the ocean for swimming. You both are not going to, you know, like argue about it. You're not going to force the other person to do what the other person doesn't want to do at the moment, and you both are going to compromise, right? Either, yeah, you know what, maybe ocean sounds better, let's go together. Or you both are gonna be like, you know what, you go to the ocean, I go hiking, and let's meet halfway for, after that, like let's meet for lunch, let's meet for dinner. Those kind of like compromising kind of actions are come very natural to you, and in a way that is very like good for the other person. You know, you really know how to respect each other needs and honor those kind of individuality. So I can see that you really make sure to give each other the, you know, like emotional world of your own. And I see that like, you know, it's very hard for two people to, when they're in love, right? It's hard to stay separated even for half a day, but you and your marriage looks like you have this kind of balanced compromising skills where you both know like almost intuitively how you can give each other space if you need to. Yeah, so there's a lot of compromises going on, and there's a lot of negotiations, and it's not like forced. It's one where both parties benefit. And I can see that you and your marriage, like the marriage energy is really like making sure that you see and treat each other as equals. No one's need is like higher than the other. You really make sure to meet halfway. You really make sure that you are treating each other as equals no matter what. So yeah, which is why we have the 2 angel numbers as well. And with the lover cards, right, we're seeing the energy of 2 people really making sure that they are really showing up for each other no matter what. I can see that when things get hard, you're going to be there for each other, and you know it deep down. There is like unspoken feelings for each other where you both know that you're gonna like drop anything that you're doing if the other person needs you, and there's no question about it, right? And I can sense this kind of sense of security as well that comes from having that kind of emotional support, that when you're doing something difficult, or it could be even like a big decision, like you are not happy with your job, for example, and you really want to, you know, quit the job, right, and search for a new one, for example, and you know that at the end of the day, whatever you do, you're gonna have the support of the other person. So it's that kind of sense of security that you are gonna have in each other.
If you want a private tarot reading video, you can visit my website, thezintarot.com, and follow the easy steps. Write down your question and place your order and get your tarot reading within 24 to 48 hours. And also there is a free gift for you on my website, thezintarot.com, so you can check it out as well.
So that is what we're sensing here. And with the 2 of Wands, we're seeing like a lot of like beautiful long-term visions that you are sharing together as well, and especially when it comes to the place that you want to settle down. So I can see like housing situations, you and your future spouse, right? You both have the shared visions of what you want your house to look like. For example, right, if you want to live in the countryside, your future spouse also shares that kind of preference. So I can see there's not going to be any fights about there's not going to be a mismatch, right, in the preference for the long-term visions. You're going to really match well on those long-term vision, even on the smallest things, like where you want to, like which house, what kind of house you want to live in, what kind of environment you want the city or the countryside to look like. So those kind of things, you're going to really match well with your future spouse. And because of that, it's gonna be really like easygoing, like very easy flowing. Like there's going to be a transition phase, right? From your dating to marriage. But it's gonna be flowing super easy that you're gonna be like, wow, I didn't know that, you know, it's so easy to transition into marriage for both of you, that it feels so natural. You know, it doesn't feel like you are married, it feels like you're still dating because of how natural your lives really merge together. Yeah, so this is the energy that we're getting here. And the Hangman tells me that you and the marriage is gonna be super, super chill and meaning that, yeah, I can sense so much like calmness and chillness, meaning that you and your future spouse, the marriage is gonna be one where it just feels like it's a home where you can finally let go of all the worries, and just it's gonna be, the marriage is gonna feel like home, right? The marriage is gonna feel like a river. The marriage is gonna feel like the wind against your skin. The marriage is gonna feel so healing. The marriage is gonna make you lose all of your anxiety, and the marriage is gonna make you feel so supported and emotionally healed. And the marriage is gonna make you feel that finally you are in the right place with the right person, and there is no going to be like doubts about it, about the person that you're married to and about the marriage that you're in together. And I can see that it could be that you and your future spouse both possess that kind of calm energy. You know, like you both are very simple in a very good way. You know, you're so good natured that you're simple. So it's very good simpleness that you both are very straightforward people. You both just want simple things in life, and simple pleasures really satisfy you. You both are not greedy, right? And because of that, you both really know how to be grateful for what you have in your present life right now. And because of that, you both really have that kind of energy where you both really try to live in the present as much as possible. And because of that energy, the marriage is also going to be very simple, straightforward. There's not going to be drama, right? And there's not going to be doubts about each other or the marriage. And even the in-laws, like even the families of your future spouse, the family members, right, of your future spouse, they're also going to be very good-natured, simple people that you don't need to worry about the drama, right? So yeah, it's really like beautiful, simple, and good-natured, good-hearted kind of marriage energy that we got here. And it's really like giving me the energy of already like old couple, like, you know, imagine the couples that have been together for 20 to 30, 40 years, kind of old couple vibe, you know. I can sense that you and your future spouse in the marriage, you're both going to like sleep at the same time. I can sense like one of you might adopt the other person lifestyle and then like switch for the better, like maybe sleep earlier. You might have the same hobbies, like reading together, reading books together, exercising together, walking together. You have these kind of like same hobbies that you enjoy. So those kind of things really match well, so much so that you don't need to, you know, like debate about it, you know, and you both have that kind of easy flowing nature that and the routine that you share together, that you don't have to try so hard to fit into each other's life. So you both are like the puzzle pieces actually, and when you both are together it makes sense, and everything just flows very naturally together, you know, and there's no question about it. And even like other people can see it when they see you both, like, yeah, they should be together, and they are together, you know, there's no question about it. And I can see that it's a very beautiful marriage. Yeah. And the Hangman card also tells me that you both have this kind of like right? You both have a lot of good matches, but also you both have a lot of complementary qualities, because when someone is in a mental trouble, the other person is able to provide another perspective that can calm the other person down, right? And that is very necessary, especially when it comes to marriage. Like if the other person is anxious, but then the other person also gets anxious, it's gonna be a ball of like anxious anxiety feelings that's never gonna end, right? Sometimes. But you and this marriage really has this kind of like equilibrium where the complementary traits really make sure that, especially when it comes to the topic of stress and anxiety, right? Especially when it comes to that, and especially when it comes to how you deal with the relationships and how you deal with money and finances, right? Especially with those kind of things, right? On your life outlook, you both have these kind of like helpful perspectives for each other. So if the other person thinks negatively about the finances, right? The other person knows how to think positively about the finances, for example. And then you both have this equal, balanced kind of ground that you both can come to in order to feel at peace at whatever you're worried about, you know? And it's really beautiful because yeah, it's like, for example, you meet someone, right? And then you both share the same opinions, but then you both have some kind of different opinion as well. And that in fact bring in the most balanced view of that person, right? So that is the kind of marriage we're talking about. You both have this intelligence that is different, but it's like, for example, one person is good at math, right? And the other person is good at art, right? That kind of two types of intelligent coming together. So that's why it makes a beautiful marriage, right? You both have fascinations for each other's intelligence and respect for each other's intelligence, and you both can have the brains that are really helpful for each other, you know? It's a very, very nice complementary traits. So yeah, group 2, this is your reading, and I really hope that you enjoyed. Like and subscribe, I really appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you in my next videos, and you can watch my other videos as well, because all my videos are timeless. So thank you so much and have a great day. Hello group 3, welcome, sit back. We're gonna get the details, what your future marriage look like, the energy of it all. And the clear crystal is all about sucking in out all the bad energy and having clarity, yeah. So let's see what the energy of your future marriage is like. What will it be like? Anger, all right? Slow down, stress, all right. We're getting a lot of energy that involves negative feelings, but we're gonna draw these cards, okay? First of all, your future marriage is going to be one where you're going to be like redefining what love is for you, meaning that when you're in this marriage, you're gonna be learning how to let go of your, you know, like anger, let go of your doubts, let go of your trust issues, let go of like stress that comes from trust issues and from the past trauma, for example. And you're gonna be learning how to manage those kind of negative feelings like sorrow, stress, anger, and you're gonna really make sure that you are paying the good attention to your mental health most of all. And you're gonna also learn to forgive, and you're gonna learn not to take relationships very seriously, to the point where, you know, meaning that sometimes you might see marriage as a scary thing. You might see intimate relationships as a intimidating or scary thing. Maybe commitment is scary to you. But in this marriage, I can see you're gonna relearn that it's actually not scary, and that it's actually something that, you know, needs some time for you to grow into. So group 3, I can sense that maybe you came from having experienced perhaps karmic relationships where the other person might have been not faithful to you, or maybe you had bad examples of the unhealthy marriage or relationships growing up, that maybe you have this fear of marriage not working out, right? But in your future marriage, I can see you're gonna be kind of like challenged. You're gonna be put into a challenge to confront those fears, those anger, and things that you need to forgive maybe your parents for the generational trauma, like childhood trauma, or forgive the past relationships, forgive the past versions of yourself where you knew better but you stayed anyways in karmic or unhealthy relationships. So I can see that in your future marriage, you're gonna be unraveling those kind of feelings, and it's gonna be helping you, and it's gonna be the marriage is right. The marriage is gonna teach you to really slow down and nurture yourself, and to really protect your feelings in a way that is productive, right? Not in a way that is defensive. So meaning that, for example, maybe right now, right, you might be protecting your feelings by being avoidant of the people who might want to show you love. But in the future marriage, you're gonna be learning new helpful ways to protect your feelings in a more productive, self-helping way, not in a self-sabotaging way. So for example, right, you might be learning to trust the other person day by day, and you might be learning to communicate and be vulnerable, right? You're gonna be speaking to your future spouse very as honestly as you can. You're gonna be communicating instead of reacting, right? You're not gonna be going into the hermit mode without any communication. You're gonna be saying, you know what, I need some time to cool off, to slow down, and you're gonna be voicing your feelings out loud. You're not gonna be disappearing without words, right? Without communication. So I can see you're gonna be learning a lot of helpful ways to believe in love and have faith in love and marriage again. And yeah, I can see the future marriage is definitely gonna help you heal a lot of your past trauma, and maybe it's not easy to get rid of the past trauma. It's really, really not easy. And because of that, your future marriage looks like one where it's gonna teach you how to be loved unconditionally. Yeah, it's beautiful actually, because I can sense your future spouse and you might have come from different family backgrounds, meaning that your future spouse, I think, came from very good examples of what the healthy marriage and relationship looks like, meaning that your future spouse knows how to give love unconditionally without expecting for something in return. And you're gonna be learning how to be loved through your future marriage. So that is what we're seeing here. You're gonna be learning how to slow down, especially when it comes to your healing journey. Maybe like before you get married, you might be thinking, I need to be healed, right, in order to be loved, or even like in order to be married. But it's not really true, because like we've mentioned here, right, it's a lifelong journey to unlearn the bad habits and the bad patterns and the bad unhealthy connections that we have been used to, or we have been seeing as examples, right? It's very, very a lifelong journey. And because of that, you're gonna be realizing that, hey, I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to be completely healed to be married to someone. I can slow down. I can take my time to, I am trying to take my time. I will be taking my time to heal all my past worries and all my, like trauma. Even if I'm not perfect, right? I don't need to be perfect in order to be loved unconditionally. So you're gonna be learning a lot of those things as you go through your future marriage. So
If you want a private tarot reading video, you can visit my website, thisintara.com, and follow the easy steps. Write down your question and place your order and get your tarot reading within 24 to 48 hours. And also there is a free gift for you on my website, thisintara.com, so you can check it out as well.
Yeah, I can sense your marriage, especially your future spouse is gonna show you a lot of that unconditional love, and you're gonna have that kind of amazing opportunity, life-changing opportunity in how you define love again, and you're gonna be learning how to be healthy again. Yeah. So imagine that maybe you spent like your first 30, 40 years, right, having been in unhealthy relationships, and yet you're gonna be having that kind of safe space for you to unlearn all those things in the past, and you're gonna have the time as well, I can see. Okay, you're gonna have a lot of time for some reason to nurture, and it could be, yeah, for some of you, I'm getting the energy of like another life involved, like a child, right? And it could be that you will have a chance to be a mother or a father. And because of that, maybe you have this time and space to really be able to heal, taking your time. But yeah, whatever it is, there is some sort of like nurturing components involved. And I can see that you are going to learn to adopt healthy habits, and you're going to learn how to eat healthy food, right? You're gonna be having future spouse, or you're gonna be influenced in a very good way, in which you're gonna be like trying to cook for each other instead of, you know, eating fast food, or you're gonna be really making sure that you are taking care of each other, and you're gonna be placing love as the center of your marriage, no matter what. So yeah, this is a very like healing energy I'm sensing right now. And actually with the clear crystal, right, remember I told you it has the power of sucking the bad energy out, and that is the energy of your future marriage. In fact, from the oracle cards as well, like you're gonna be really have the time and energy and space for you to suck out all the bad energy, right? So it's the marriage where it's gonna be like a vacuum cleaner where you're gonna be sucking out all of those bad energy from your past connections and the karmic connections you've been in the past. Yeah. So let's use the tarot cards to really like read the energy. What will your future marriage look like? The energy of it all. All right. Yep. There's a lot of like healing from the past. There is a lot of you entering into a new phase of you. Yeah. It's gonna come with a lot of hard work. Yep. So first of all, right, we're gonna see that don't miss your opportunity to be married to a great person just because of your fears. That is our guidance card coming up here. This is a very, very helpful advice card for you because you might be anxious and scared about, you know, marriage and commitment, but this is telling you not to miss the opportunity of being married to a great person, not to miss that person if you feel it, to really try out the commitment. And that again, you can always work on healing your past, and there is always like things that involve moving on your past life. So I can see that you're really being challenged to transform into a butterfly, right? You're really being challenged that you are not meant to stay in the caterpillar stage forever, and that you are meant to fly like a butterfly. So you need to believe in that, and you need to make sure that you are not stuck in the stage where you are really like overpowered by your anxiety and by your fear, and you are making sure that you really focus on one connection and make sure that once you know that that person is a great person to be married to, really trust that intuition and go for it, right? Don't dwell on it, and it's gonna be a really great marriage. It's saying that you need to take decisions faster than you would like to, and don't let the fears guide you. Yeah, it's telling you to, like, weigh your options in a way that you really focus on one marriage, one person, and really make sure that once you see one person that's great for you, really stick to him or her. Yeah. So let's see what other energy, because we have a lot of advice card, but what about the energy? Yeah, the Sun card, right? This is really interesting. Remember, it's not applicable to everyone in group 3, but there is pregnancy and fertility and children involved. So yeah, it could be a marriage where you might be asked to join someone in unity because of the unplanned or unpredicted pregnancy. However, it's quite a positive welcome, and I can see that it's for some of you in group 3, it's gonna be the case. It's gonna be the point for you to be married to your future spouse. King of Cups, yeah. Your future spouse has this energy of King of Cups, meaning that they are very emotionally rich, emotionally available. They are the people that have grown up with the very healthy family where they have been shown very healthy love. And because of that, they are the ones that are going to teach you how you can be loved in a good way finally. And how you can, let your guards down and finally just be loved for who you are. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to say anything. You just have to be yourself, and that's how you're gonna be loved, and that's how your marriage is gonna make you feel like that finally you don't have to do, you don't have to say, you just have to be, right? You just have to be yourself, and that's it. That's the healthy marriage, healthy love is what we're seeing here. You only have like positive future to look forward to group 3. Yeah. You only have, because you've already done a lot of work as much as you can when it comes to your inner work. And you might be getting into marriage at a time where you might be wondering, you know what, I actually want to change. I want a change. I want to stop always like working on myself too much, and I want to finally like have this commitment thing that I can put my heart out into. And I can see that your marriage is gonna be one where you're really gonna be in power again. You're gonna make sure that you are gonna rise up again from all your past adversaries, right? So it's actually a very empowering marriage that we're seeing right here. So yeah, group 3, that is your reading. I really hope you enjoyed, and let me know your group if you watch till the end, and I hope you like and subscribe. I really appreciate you being here, and thank you so much for watching. Hello group 4, welcome to your group, and really sit back, relax. We're gonna be reading into the energy of your future marriage, what it will be like, and this opal card, opal stone is about really having that kind of like insights, reassurance, that kind of clear energy. So we're gonna see right away, group 4. Your marriage energy, I'm getting a lot of like fun energy already, I'm sensing. Yeah, fun and just light-hearted, and really like, really like warm feeling as well, I'm getting. Yep. And I'm getting a lot of like best friend kind of energy as well. Yeah. We have the 3 of Swords. Yeah. All right. And there we go. So let's break it down, group 4. First of all, right, you and your future spouse, the marriage is gonna be very, very fun in a way that you both are going to be like, having so much fun together. You're gonna be laughing together, and you're gonna be admiring each other's beauty and appearance, and you're gonna be really like head over heels for each other, and you're gonna really, really, really enjoy each other a lot. Like, you're gonna enjoy each other's personality, and you're gonna enjoy being in each other's space a lot more than you could compared to dating. So I can see that that kind of energy going on, and I can see two people with the energy that is quite like strong, as in like you both have clear senses of who you are, right? And you both really like connect to each other on a very intuitive level. I can sense that one of you is very like chillax, very chill, and one of you is like very easygoing, and one of you doesn't really let the stress get to you, and the other person is like a hopeless romantic, and not in a bad way, but in a way that is like dreamy, like I can imagine Disney princess kind of a vibe, like a very adorable vibe, someone very romantic, and someone who likes to daydream, right? So one of you is a very like, it could be one of you is like very chillax professor kind of type, and one of you is like a very artistic but also chillax and a romantic type of vibe as well. So yeah, that is what we're seeing here. But you both really have that kind of shared hobbies and interest where you both can have conversations that are really fun, and you both have this kind of like joke and the type of humor that you and your future spouse only can understand and vibe with. Like, if the other person is being crazy, the other person is gonna join in the other person's craziness, as in making jokes, for example. So it's actually a very like light-hearted energy right here, and it's very interesting that right here it's a very heavy energy going on, right? So this could only mean one thing. It's the energy that you both might have mutual friends, right? You both might have people that you feel that you have to disappoint by being together. So meaning that maybe, in the past, you have dated each other's friends, and maybe because of that, you both are afraid of breaking the heart of the friend that you feel really love towards. You don't want to break off the friendships either, just because you two are in love. And because of that, I can see that, you and your future spouse are gonna have to disappoint some people when you get together. And it's a matter of time, it's a matter of time. And especially with the Hierophant and the Two of Pentacles, tells me that it's a matter of your friends, and it's a matter of time really coming together to finally understand the big picture, to finally understand the unity that you both have to go through. Like, it's not a perfect world, right? And not all love stories are perfect, meaning that sometimes some kind of like awkward things like this happens, right? Maybe you have been friends for so long, or maybe you have been with the other person's friend, right? Something like that. So that kind of awkward situation where you might need to consult person or people that you trust. You might have to consult for forgiveness, or maybe you might have to consult and have conversations where you might be seeking some kind of understanding about you two coming together. So yeah, it's a situation in which you both are gonna need to go through in order to be together. So that is the challenge that we're seeing here. So yeah, this is what we're seeing here. And I can see that you're gonna have the blessings, right? Blessings of the right person. You're gonna have the blessings and approval, but it's gonna come over time only, because again, right, it's if you think about having dated your friend's friends and then you are together like that, it's an awkward situation, but at the same time, you're gonna get that blessing from the right people. And only after you get that blessing, you're gonna move forward with the marriage. And that's what we're seeing here. Yeah. There is a lot of balancing going on. You're gonna really think about how you can, balance the friendships, right? This awkward situation and you choosing each other, right? Because in fact, you're gonna get the blessings that you need and you ask for, because eventually, right, over time, people are going to realize that you two are meant to be together, and that your friends are going to understand at the end of the day that, you know what, they're gonna be happy for you. They're gonna be like, you know what, life is not perfect. The love story is not perfect. We're gonna be understanding for this couple. So yeah, you're gonna have the blessings that you need for sure, but it takes time. Okay, so that is the card that we are sensing here. It's gonna fall apart in order for you to come together. So yeah, there are some things that need to be rebuilt, redefined in order for the marriage, the unity to be finalized. That is what we're seeing. All right, so let's draw some more cards to see the energy. Ace of Swords, yep. And 10 of Swords, yep, definitely. And 10 of Wands. So this is very interesting. We have a lot of completion, right? This ending of a cycle cards with the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Wands really tells me that your marriage is gonna come in putting an end to a lot of things, putting an end to the, friendship, putting an end to friendship and finally getting married to each other, or putting an end to the drama, right, that involves you two getting together, and making sure that you are facing that not just alone, but together. It's gonna make.
If you want a private tarot reading video, you can visit my website, thezintarot.com, and follow the easy steps. Write down your question and place your order and get your tarot reading within 24 to 48 hours. And also there is a free gift for you on my website, thezintarot.com, so you can check it out as well.
Make you more stronger, and it's gonna really make sure that you are both being smart about it. You're both being like, you're both going to have to read between the lines to manage these kind of sensible situations, in order to be blessed and in order to finally enjoy the marriage that you both know is meant for you. So it's gonna come in with a lot of saying no. It's gonna come in with saying like standing firm in your positions, right? But at the same time, right, really honoring other people's feelings as well, and really honoring the need for the time for healing as well. But it's gonna pass, no worries, because 10 really tells me that your worries and the things that you're carrying on, especially just before the marriage, they're gonna come to an end. And those kind of drama, those are gonna be sorted out, right? And it's gonna really make you both stronger as a couple as well. And it's gonna make you both like appreciate each other as spouses as well, because it's like, we went through a lot of these kind of almost like a movie like situation where you both had to fight for each other's marriage, for each other to be married to each other. It's like really treading between the lines of the connections that you have both in your lives, and making sure that you both are making sure you're gonna go through that not just alone and together, and it's gonna make it stronger, the marriage. Yeah. So let's see what else, the connection and the energy. Right, yeah. Walking away from things and really making sure that you're not going to look back in the past, and making sure that once you decide to be married, right, to stick to it. So, and your marriage also involves a lot of walking away from connections and walking away from emotional situations that do not serve you anymore. And it could involve breaking other people's hearts, disappointing some people, and it's not in a way that is like a villain, right? You're not going to be villains in other people's stories, but it's in a way that you honor that life is not perfect, and you honor that you both need to be happy also, right? You honor your happiness for each other. You honor the connection that you both found in each other. Meaning that maybe there might be some family members, right, that do not really see, or family members that are toxic. You know, maybe you might need to walk away from those connections, and meaning you might have to break some hearts to say, you know, I'm gonna be going through with this marriage, and if the family member is being toxic towards us, it's not really healthy anymore, right? And you're gonna be needing to be walking away from those situations. So there's gonna be some kind of estrangements when it comes to the friendships or the family members, and it's not everyone, it's just a few people that are closely tied to, and it's gonna involve a lot of like saying no and staying firm to your grounds. So yeah, this is what we're seeing here. Let's see what else. Queen of Cups and King of Cups. There you go. You're gonna need to be relying on each other a lot. It's really telling me that you both are really made for each other, and you both are really going to use a lot of your emotional intelligence, meaning that when you sort out these kind of toxic people, or maybe like uncomfortable situations, I can see you both really using all of your, you know, like emotional capacities, and I can see you both managing and navigating through these challenging times using your emotional intelligence in a way that doesn't really offend people. Like, yes, it might make other people feel disappointed and sad. However, you're both going to make sure that you are, you know, cutting out the connections or saying no or managing through those kind of difficult situations in a way that you are still trying to be there for the people that you have those kind of uncomfortable situations with. So I can see that because of your kindness, right, because of your nurturing nature, you both are going to make those people come around over time. And I can see that you and the marriage is gonna be very like healing like that. Yeah, the marriage is gonna be one where you both are making sure that your emotional worlds are fulfilled, and you both are going to make sure that you make each other happy no matter what. So I can see like with the Queen and King energy, right? You both are gonna make sure that you are showing up for each other in a way that you don't doubt that decision ever. Yeah, and it's gonna be one where you both just feel really happy with each other, you know? There's no doubt about you both being happy with each other, and there's gonna be some sacrifices that needs to be made. However, at the end of the day, you're gonna realize that maybe those were, you know, like blessings in disguise. It might be storms that are really challenging at that moment, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be worth it, you know, because you both are really happy with each other, and you wouldn't trade it for anything else. You both know that is the right decision. You both know that is the right marriage. So you're gonna make it work. Yeah. So yeah, group 4, this is your reading and your energy of your future marriage, what it will be like. We have this kind of story before the marriage also. So I really hope you enjoy, and that, you know, you can watch my other videos as well. Like and subscribe, and I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for watching.